Thank you everyone for taking your time to listen to my program, Nigeria Way Forward. First of all, I would like to thank the president of winforlive.com for taking their time and for all their contribution as well to the development of my program. Today we'll be stressing much about passion and ambition because today is the grand opening of my program. So I'm not going to be talking much about Nigerian history. I'm not going to be talking about Nigerian development. I'm not going to be talking about um, why we are who we are and what we need to do to change who we are. But today, I'll just be stretching much about the what how to bring together ourselves, how to understand ourselves the more. So first of all, I would like to talk about who is a Nigerian. Okay, anyone can be a Nigerian. Anyone can be called a Nigerian. Believe me, anyone who comes from that country can be called a Nigerian. But one thing I want you to understand is the true definition of a patriotic citizen. Okay, the word patriotism is a devotion to one country, excluding their differences. So loving your country is not enough because to love is to share. If you think about the scripture, what the scripture actually analyze over the word love, to love is to share. So I have nothing to offer that country as a person. I will say to myself, how great is your love? You know. So having ambition again, if you think about it, you know, being the world best lawyer, doctor, known everywhere in the world, that is all about you. You take all that. That is all about you. It's all about your family, and it's all about the country that you serve. Wikipedia defines the word patriotism as a devotion to one country, excluding their differences. That word, sometimes I like to underline that word. When I go through that, I like to underline that word. There will always be differences. In a country where people have no hope for future. I grew up like every one of you. Was primary school, was secondary school, ever. That is why, maybe that's why I have a clue, you know. Maybe that's why I understand you. Maybe that's why I understand Nigeria the more, you know, because I know my people, you know. I was 33 years old before I left Nigeria, okay? I know what hunger is, you know. I could remember in 1978 how Obafemi Awolowo was stressing over where Nigerian money should be spent, and Nigerian money should be spent on Nigerian infrastructure and education. I was there. I witnessed myself, I witnessed recession. You know, I witnessed hunger as a style of life. You know, there will always be differences in a country where there is no governmental privileges. You know, like the Western world that we trying to emulate. There is no free education whatsoever. Even in the Western world where we live over here. But there is opportunity for you to borrow trade. You know, either for education or do whatever you want to do, you know, until you get better and pay back. You know, that is how the Western world created what they call the middle class, and that is what we lack in Nigeria. How do we create the middle class? If we can find a way to create middle class, the situation of Nigeria will change forever. If we find a way, if we can strive to find a way, there will always be differences in a country like ours, you know. But it is the duty of the Nigerian youth who are more civilized to look into the dream of our own forefathers. You know, what is boldly written around the code of arm, Nigerian code of man, what they call the Nigerian model, you know, that said unity. Without unity, we can do nothing. The scripture divine it, the Quran said it. Everything said without unity, and unity we stand. That is why when you talk about the past president, I just tell you that, man, you don't know how much these people actually fought to keep Nigeria the same. Instead of you shouting, just keep short. If you have nothing to offer, you have no reason to shout. The motto says unity and faith. There will always be differences, but you must learn to have faith to be able to serve a country like that. you know, because without a peace, that motto say there won't be no progress. So we must know and find a way to create peace so that we can achieve progress, you know, as people, you know. So giving up or running away from your home is never the answer at all to Nigerian problem. You know, Nigeria are lost abroad. You know, believe me, Nigeria are just lost abroad. They have become citizen of another nation, and when you talk about Nigeria and they're here, they like forget about that time, man. So not calling. I mean, when I even talk to some of them, they say they call the Nigerian leaders criminals. It's like you say your father have no clue. Yoruba man will say, ẹni tó ní bàbá òun ò là, ẹni tó ní bàbá òun ò lówó lọ́wọ́, ẹnu ẹ̀ ló wà yẹn, man. If your father has no clue on how to take Nigeria forward, do you have a clue? I've spoken to thousands of Nigerian educated youth all over the world. Believe me, most of them have no clue. Instead, they're talking about the differences. They're talking about how we cannot get there. If you remember Moses said this one will not get there because they have no faith. The scriptures say, who are those? Who rotting in the wilderness? They are the one, man, who never know how to get there. Because, you see, when you say Nigeria has no hope, or Nigeria can't make it, or Nigeria can be better, you are just nobody, man. You have nothing, no matter who you are. You can be a lawyer, you can be a doctor, you can be anything you want to be, you know. Or no, you calling Nigerian past president thieves and armed robbers. That will not change things. I am sorry to say I'm disappointed in all these Nigerian so-called allies overseas. I swear to God. Even if you remember, there's sometimes that Nigeria did send people out of the country. I've seen them. President of IBM, president of Microsoft. I've seen all of them, man. I've seen every one of them. I've seen engineers who have worked many, many years with all these things, man. And they have no clue. They have no clue on how to take Nigeria forward. You know, so it is the duty of Nigerian youth, you know, it is the duty of Nigerian youth to understand how to achieve what is written in Nigerian motto, you know, peace for progress. Because without those peace for progress, we can go get nowhere, man. We can not get anywhere in life, man. But you know, so much to make me